Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Practical Learning Assets. So in today's video we will be starting with the fourth part of chapter Election and Representation, and our today's topic is that why did India adopt the FPTP system? Now the reason for the popularity and success of the FPTP system in India is its simplicity. The entire election system is extremely simple to understand even for the common voters who may not have special knowledge about politics and elections. Now what the voters actually need to do in FPTP system is really very simple. They simply have to endorse a candidate or a party while voting, and depending on the nature of actual politics, the voters may either give greater importance to the party or to the candidate or balance the both. The FPTP system offers voters a choice not simply between parties but specific candidates also. In other electoral systems, especially the PR system, voters are often asked to choose a party and the representatives are elected on the basis of party lists. But the FPTP system, it gives the choice not only between parties but also between the candidates. More importantly, the makers of our constitution, they also felt that PR-based election may not be suitable for giving a stable government in a parliamentary system. Now this system requires that the executive has majority in the legislature, and the PR system may not produce a clear majority because seats in the legislature would be divided on the basis of share of votes. The FPTP system generally gives the largest party or coalition some extra bonus seats more than their share of votes would allow. Thus, this system makes it possible for parliamentary government to function smoothly and effectively by facilitating the formation of a stable government. Finally, the FPTP system also encourages voters from different sections and groups to come together to win an election in a locality. Now the FPTP system has proved to be simple and familiar to ordinary voters. It has helped larger parties to win clear majorities at the center and at the state level also. The working of the FPTP system results in a two-party system. This means that there are two major competitors for power, and the power is often shared by these two parties alternatively. After independence, though we adopted the FPTP system, there emerged in a one-party dominance, and along with it, there existed many smaller parties. After 1989, India is witnessing the functioning of the multi-party coalitions. At the same time, gradually in many states, a two-party competition is emerging. But the distinguishing feature of India's party system is that the rise of coalitions has made it possible for new and smaller parties to enter into electoral competition in spite of the FPTP system. So these are the reasons that why India has adopted the FPTP system. So our next topic is reservation of constituencies. Now we have noticed that in the FPTP election system, the candidate who secures the highest votes in a particular constituency is declared elected. Now this often works to the disadvantage of the smaller social groups. This is even more significant in the Indian social context. Social system, the FPTP electoral system can mean that the dominant social groups and castes can win everywhere, and the oppressed social groups may continue to remain unrepresented. Our constitution makers were aware of this difficulty and the need to provide a way to ensure fair and just representation to the oppressed social groups. So, this issue was debated even before the independence, and the British government had introduced separate electorates. This system meant that for electing a representative from a particular community, only those voters would be eligible who belonged to that community. In the Constituent Assembly, many members expressed a fear that this will not suit our purposes. Therefore, it was decided to adopt the system of reserved constituencies. Now, what will happen here is that all the voters in a constituency are eligible to vote, but the candidates must belong to only a particular community or social section for which the seat is reserved. The constitution provides for reservation of seats in the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies for the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. The provision was made initially for a period of 10 years, and as a result of successive constitutional amendments, it has been extended up to 2020. The Parliament can take a decision to further extend it when the period of reservation expires. The number of seats reserved for both of these groups is in proportion to their share in the population of India. Of the 543 elected seats in the Lok Sabha, 84 are reserved for scheduled castes and 47 are reserved for scheduled tribes. Now then a question arises that who decides which constituency is to be reserved and on what basis is this decision taken. This decision is taken by an independent body called the Delimitation Commission. This commission is appointed by the President of India and it works in collaboration with the Election Commission of India. It is appointed for the purpose of drawing up the boundaries of constituency all over the country, and a quota of constituencies to be reserved in each state is fixed depending on the proportion of SC or ST in that state. Now we have seen that the seats are reserved for backward classes like SC and ST, but nowadays there has been a demand for reserving 1/3 seats for women, and it is increasingly being articulated. Reservation of seats for women has been provided for in rural and urban local bodies. A similar provision for Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha would require an amendment to the constitution, and such an amendment has been proposed several times in the parliament, but it has not yet been passed. So guys, this was all about today's video. If you find the content in the video to be useful, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.